What is going on there, everyone, and welcome back to another video from Dracon. Today, guys, we are going to be going over the Pathfinder battle stuff. Yes, Pathfinder battles is a little bit of an older miniature, I'll tell you right now, because I have not seen one of these guys in a while. But we're gonna hopefully. I've been looking forward to getting one of these guys. Now, I have done a video before. I had the old Locust God, another hard to find older miniature. But now we're going to go into this guy. And honestly, I gotta say, I wish his artwork... I'd have no clue what he looks like. I'm looking forward to opening him. But here he is. The Gargantuan Shemhazian Demon. I don't know if I said that right. I tried. There he is there with his art. Let me just have my camera change angle a little bit. There we are. Sorry, my camera's just changing everything up. There it is. It takes a while for it to focus sometimes. And there he is. That's the artwork for the Shemhazian demon. He looks like he's fighting... I'm going to assume he's fighting other demons. I don't know what he's fighting. I mean, basically, he kind of makes me think of the Glabrezu, but even bigger. Since he is Gargantuan, though, he's way bigger. He's bigger than most creatures. Like, this would be a demon, honestly, that, man, fighting him would be a pain. But let's see what else we got for, like, his stuff. Let's look at his other sides of the box before we get into this box. So that's a quick side shot of his actual, what he looks like in the miniature, not the artwork. You can see it kind of looks like the artwork. It's a little different, but, when is it not that situation? And then here's the description on the back, which I really wish they kept doing this a lot of stuff, where there's nice little descriptions. I mean, here we go. Shemhazian demons are the apex predators of the abyss, slaying mortals and demons alike. Twisted souls, torturers, and mutilators take perverse delight in dismembering and eating their victims. So basically, we're dealing with a super aggressive, hyper carnivore monster. Pretty standard when you think of giant demons. Like, I mean, Garistros are big, terrifying siege beasts. You got, like, the other terrifying big ones, like Baylords, who are right under the Demon Lords. I think this thing would probably actually beat a I think this thing would be a threat to Baylords. If this was in D&D, which I think, actually, Pathfinder, I think, has Baylords too, if I remember. But anyway, I feel that this creature would probably be able to fight, honestly, a Demon Lord. It's so big and powerful that if this thing got into an angry, like, kind of territorial match with a Demon Lord, it probably wouldn't care and just attack him the same. But let's open this box and finally take a look at this guy, because I have been wanting to see one of these things in the flesh for a while. Okay, so, Dying, here he is. Wow. His side art of the box did not do him justice. He is one aggressive, and I mean one aggressive looking big beast monster. And I take back that I think he could fight a Demon Lord, he's possibly like a threat to just Baylords. He is definitely at least a rival to Demon Lords. I mean, look at this dude. He is as big as my Locust God, pretty much, back there. And, I mean, if you want to see my video on him, that guy was pretty big. I could try to go get him. No, I don't want to have to dig through the boxes. But, my goodness. Now, there's a definite reason I'm really excited to get my hands on this guy. That'll come later. But, like, wow, just look at this creature. Let's get some other angles on him. I'll just turn him for you so we can take a look here. Like, look at how big he is. He is in squat position, so he's not even up all the way. He is going to dwarf so many demons. I mean, let's look at the back, where I saw all this lovely detail poking out. Man, look at the details for this older model for the Lost Coast. I don't know how old the Lost Coast is. You Pathfinder players out there, guys who were more around that time, maybe this isn't as old as I think it is, but my goodness, he is really cool. I mean, look at the mane going on the side of his head there. That looks pretty cool. Like, you see where, like, the dog, or this, like, canid merges into insectoid and back. But it's, like, not too much of one or the other. And if you look at his face, which, man, look at the split in the jaw and the face. Just a big, abominational beast. My goodness. It's just such a terrifying creature. Like, you would never be able to say, oh, it's not a threat. That thing is a threat to anybody. This would be a great monster to use as an end boss that isn't in a book. So no one can just go, oh, I've read Orcus's file. I already know how to beat him. This creature you throw on the board, I'm going to most likely say your players are going to look at this thing and go, DM, can I roll a history check on this thing? And it's like, sorry, dude, you don't know much about demons. Nice try. Dang. We're definitely going to compare him in size, because he is going to dwarf so much. I'm sad that I don't have my Baylor actually on hand. He's over in a high shelf, and I'm not going to go get him down right now. But I do have some Reapers and stuff that are pretty big that I can compare him to. So let's go with that in a minute. But looking at this guy. So, why am I so excited to get this guy? Well, because these demons and stuff, these big monsters, looking at his price tag, which is cool. Let me just get that down there quick so you can see it. Sorry. Sorry, demon, I just gotta move you. See, he's a $49.99. That means he's back when these things were around $50 a pop. That's what I think is a good price for these premium miniatures of scale of this size. Oh, dang. This thing's got some heft. He is definitely using the plastic. And they sold him for $50. There's a lot of stuff nowadays that's a really lightweight, has hollow inner bodies, and they sell them for like $70 to $100 now. My goodness. Now, do I think this thing's worth you getting it? Yes. This is actually another reason I like this one, is that I got it from an actual shop. I did not purchase this online. This was me going to a card shop, talking with the employees, and then lovely getting one of these before they were gone. Because these things are slowly disappearing. Back in the old days on like eBays and stuff, when I used to search for these things a lot, before I did a lot of Amazoning, these things were hard to find. Like, I'd see a few offers. These guys wanted like $80, $100. Some wanted $200 because these things were literally very similar in scale to like the dragons. And as a matter of fact, I will compare it to the blue Gargantuan dragon because he's in a really quick shot of me. I'll even compare it to a later premium model just because. Now, what do I think of this? I mean, it's a really great insectoid dog demon monster from hell. God dang, this thing looks like a terrifying creature. It's going to wreck your day. It's going to shart on your players and just rip them up. Now, let's compare this thing, and then we're going to talk about what the price was and all that good stuff. So speaking of comparing this guy as a threat to demon prince, or like the demon princes, or the, the demon lords, I happen to grab this guy first. This is my 3D printed Yanogu, and as you can see, he's a big boy himself. I had to put him on a Gargantuan base because he was too big to go on a huge base and look good on it, plus stability reasons. And you can see that next to this guy, he actually looks kind of puny. This big demon is actually so big that honestly, if I put him next to Orcus, if I felt like getting him down out of the box, he would dwarf Orcus without his wings. But if this creature opened up his mantis up and stood up, he would just dwarf Orcus. Orcus, Yanogu, none of my demon lords could compete with this guy. Not even ones from Flying Frog Productions, such as like Baliel. He wouldn't compete either. He's just, none of them have the physical mass. Like Qatar the World Ender or my Gargantuan models, they're the only things he's going to actually fairly. But don't get me wrong, we're going to try to see if we got some other models that might compete. Even my 3D printed stuff of big monsters, yeah, you can see they're just not, like Yanogu here, he'd be in for a fight. This guy would throw down with Yanogu and probably is physically stronger. But Yanogu, of course, having god power since he is like a lower level god. And since he invaded the Giants Pantheon, he might be a little higher. Who knows? But let's compare him to a different model. Something from a different, let's for an actual brand of miniatures. So here he is next to Mumlock. This is the Reaper Bones Titan that I actually purchased. This is an Elephantine Giant. So this is either a Giant or a Titan. I actually use him as a Titan because, I mean, look at him. He's massive too. He literally could go hand to paw to foot. I mean, elephants, it's feet, but I guess since he stands up, their hands now, so I'd say it can go hand to, I want to call those hands, but my goodness, they are some really creepy claws. Like, he can go hand to claw with this terrifying demon, and they could throw down. Honestly, his big tusk would be the only thing stopping this big monster from just leaning on him with his even bigger bulk and just crushing him and then biting and ripping him up with his teeth. Like, my goodness, he competes with the Reaper Bones big Mumlock mini that I had to put on a Gargantuan base so he had stability. But he fits it perfectly, so I was like, hey, he's a gargantuan creature. He ain't gonna be no huge monster. Look at him. He's so big, like, that he literally, if we, like, put him back to back, like, you can see his shoulders, even when Mumlock is standing upright, his shoulders are bigger, and he's squatted. Imagine this guy standing up. See, like, that's why creatures that are in these crouched positions, people don't realize how terrifying they are. Yes, they're crouched down, which therefore makes them shorter. But like the giant red dragon when we reviewed it, imagine the guy standing up and spreading out his weight, his bulk, his size, the true levels of terror he would instow. Now let's compare to something else, though. So not only is this guy a threat to the demon lords or the demon princes, you can see he's also a threat to archdevils. There we have Gargantuan, the terrifying snake dude. I'm sorry I call him that because he's got the winged snake dude, because he's a snake body with a big wing and the big scorpion spear at the end. Plus he carries that horn that summons more things to fight for him. But yeah, even this archdevil, I think, would not want to fight this demon. I mean, look at the size difference, man. He would legit grab old Gargantuan here by the tail, rip his stinger off, and then turn him into a legitimate, like, just a whip. He'd use Gargantuan like a big flail or something, swing him around. It looked like Kong in a sense, but the difference is he's so much bigger that, like, for him, he wouldn't have to curl up the wings to then throw him around. He would just throw this dude around. His wings would not stop him. Look at the biceps on this beefy boy. This dude is so freaking jacked, god dang, he makes other creatures look like they're weak. Even Gargantuan's muscle physique looks like garbage next to this dude. He did not skip on the old arm day, or leg day, or chest and bicep day. This monster is just ripped, and I love it. Because he screams a terrifying beast from the abyss that's going to rip you up, tear you apart, and leave nothing but little blood splatters left after he consumes all the corpse. Because with a jaw that big, no human character in the game or PC is going to survive. I'm sorry, your PC, the PC's horse, and the wagon, he's going to eat it all. This dude looks like a terrifying monster. So now we're coming near the end. And now I'm going to take a quick moment to say thank you for watching this video, guys. If you've gotten this far, I thank you again. Make sure you watch the full end. And if you please do, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you guys enjoyed the video. In this case, super demon smash that subscribe button because it, helps the channel, man. Helps the channel grow. And it's always appreciated. Small click for you, big appreciate here, doesn't cost you a thing. And on top of that, man, why? So, like, this creature is just such a good thing. I recommend getting it. If you haven't got one and you're on the fence thinking, do I want to buy this thing? If you can get him for his original price of $50, or if you can get him around that price, buy him. If he's in stores for like $80 or something, give it time, let him drop in value, but don't, let the offer sit too long. You might have to just kind of just deal with it, kind of rise up to the occasion and buy him regardless, because this dude is worth it. These minis of this scale, quality, and make, they're not being made like this anymore. They're being made differently now. Gargantuan there is a more newer type. Mumlock there, the giant elephant man, that's Reaper Bones Black Series plastic. Yanogu there is a 3D print, so he doesn't count. I mean, sorry for myself on that, because I did print him and I did paint him and all that, and make his base look cool, but still, this kind of creature, you gotta get them. Get them while you can. They're great. They're gonna make your stuff look so cool. It's like when I got all the effort to get the Locust God. It's worth it. These type of guys, they're not gonna get made anymore. I doubt Pathfinder's gonna make them this big anymore, this imposing. Like, if they ever do make a second version of this demon, I can assure you, it's not going to be as big. It's not going to be as aggressive. I actually hope I'm wrong, but most likely not, because they're going to make him smaller, make him less detailed to make him more easy on the money. We unfortunately know how that is, guys. But anyway, I thank you. Have a great one. We'll see you next time, and bye-bye.